Good evening. Good evening, Julie.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And Jeff just joined us as well.
Okay.
Okay, Jeff. I think we got to wait, get a chance to unmute there.
Hey, can you hear me?
Okay.
No skull cap. No skull cap tonight.
Julie, you see already.
I'm sorry.
She stopped her video for a second. I think she was trying to sort some stuff out to give her a chance to.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Excited about our live video feed.
Oh yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be good. I'm waiting on my Ethernet cord, so hopefully I'm on another computer, so hopefully it works. It should be okay.
There's
Yeah.
Julie. Did she just unmute? There she is.
All right. Can you
There
hear me
we
now?
go. Yes. So Jeff is on the line, and he promptly said no skull cap this evening.
Hey, I'm just saying. Well, I got no glasses on, so
Look.
I got my cord. Make sure I don't get disconnected here. Okay. All right. Okay, I should be good to go. Y'all doing all right?
We're doing good. We're excited about it. I was telling Jeff, Julie, I said excited that we are live. Oh, Chanel made it. She made it in time. Give her a chance to get it set up. There she is, Chanel. She's connecting. Yay, she made it.
I'm sorry, guys.
We're just getting started. We're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
So we got everybody's feed. Everybody's looking good. So
Hey, Chanel. Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Hey.
So I was telling Jeff and Julie, tonight is exciting for us to literally be having our live feed for the first time. So this is going to be an exciting show. This is our 8th episode of Unmasked Exposing Inequalities. I didn't look back, Jeff, we actually started this back in April.
Did we?
Yeah.
April? Okay.
Yeah. When Andre and I first started talking about the documentary, that's when, and it was back in April.
That was April? Wow, time is flying.
It has. But we have our great panel of entrepreneurs, and we're going to continue prompting conversations to thrive during these economic difficulties. So tonight, I figured we start off, I know we have a 2-part show coming up. So, and it's going to be talking about relationships and also just how, not just with relationships, but in general, how we're each kind of coping with the whole process that we've been going through with being kind of quarantined, not so quarantined as much, and just what changes we're making to adjust to that, and what are we seeing that's making us either still pull back and not want to participate in it, or just looking at what's going on in our communities. Because we, even here in Charlotte, Chanel and Julie and I, we all live on different sides of towns. And Jeff, you're all the way in Tampa, and we've been hearing about the hotspots that are hitting up in Tampa. So what's been your take lately with this open, we're not open, we're going to be open?
Well, first off, I'm not happy with it at all. I think it's ridiculous, but I understand why they're trying to reopen, because the country needs money. If I look at it from a business perspective, I totally understand why they want to open, because these states, they rely on that money to survive, to function. They rely on the taxes. Florida relies on tourism, and without that money, they can't pay the school teachers. They can't pay the fire department. they can't pay the city workers, and the states can't print money like the Fed can.
Yeah.
So this is how they get money. And if they can't get money, then they may start laying people off too. So from that perspective, I get it. From a human common sense perspective, I think it's ridiculous because people are still getting sick, period. And the case is still going up. They don't have a cure. They don't have a vaccine. They don't even know how to alleviate the symptoms. They don't even tell you how to get better. Just ride it out for 2 to 3 weeks. And how many jobs are going to, hold your job for 2 to 3 weeks? I don't know. They're not going to pay you while you out. So it's just an epic mess of catastrophic proportions, and I'm tired of it. And it's just ridiculous. And for people who are relying on that one check, it's stressful. If you have to go to work to pay your bills because the bills keep coming, then what are you supposed to do? You got to work. And who wants to get sick? I mean, think about this time last year. If someone's coughing at the job, you mad. You take your butt home. Go home. Why are you here coughing? And now we got this pandemic. And so, I mean, I'm just like, whatever. I'm very aggravated, but I see it from both sides. And there's a no-win situation. This is a no-win situation. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So pick your poison. Do you get sick or do you lose your job? Do the states not have any money, start laying people off? What do we do? So this is where I am. So you got to wear your mask. You got to take care of yourself. You got to eat healthy. You got to do everything you possibly can to prevent or decrease your risk of getting sick. You do not have a choice right now because it's clear that these companies are going to do everything they can to get people to come to work. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but some companies some restaurants here in Florida, some in St. Pete and some in Jacksonville, had to close voluntarily because either their workers had the coronavirus or some of their patrons got it from their restaurants. So people want to think it's over, but I think we just getting started because the cases are spiking. So you got to take care of yourself because, quite frankly, no one is going to take care of you. The government ain't going to take care of you. They may give you a stimulus check, but them checks going to run out. And then eventually they're going to raise taxes to try to recoup that money. So you got to look out for yourself. And you got to start trying to create your own businesses and make your own money so you're not so forced and reliant on that one paycheck. I mean, there's just so many levels to this. It's absolutely ridiculous. It can blow your mind if you really think about it. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself because no one else is going to do it. And that's it, period.
I agree. Julie? Julie, you still?
Oh, she's on mute. Julie.
Julie muted herself?
Is she taking notes? I can't tell.
Can you hear
She
me?
hear me?
Oh, there you
Now we hear
You
you.
was taking
That
notes.
got her attention. That did it.
I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
He said Julie taking notes.
Well, see, if I was taking notes, I would have been frozen in this position.
There you go. That's
But
right.
it kind of froze on my end, so I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. But
We hear you now. Yeah.
I was just saying I concur with everything that Jeff has been saying. It's really hard, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, because one, for being healthy, trying to stay healthy, trying not to get the virus, but then two, just trying to stay mentally healthy, not having to worry about where my next meal is going to come from, or am I going to have the next dollar to provide for my family and pay my bills. So it's all the way around a stressful situation. But because of my belief, I have to stay and remain faithful that God is going to send us a release soon. It may not be as soon as we think, but I think it's coming. So my encouraging words would be, for those who are listening, just stay encouraged and stay and remain faithful. Try to stay positive and keep a positive and mental perspective about the whole thing, because If you don't, we don't need people getting crazy or going crazy and causing more sickness among each other or more strife among each other, because the world, the nation's got enough going on as it is. So if at all possible, let's try to stay positive and stick together and encourage each other and help each other. And if there's a resource that I may have that can help somebody else, then I think that's where we as a community need to come together and try to help each other figure out how to get more resources to survive.
I agree, Julie. Well said. Very well.
I agree.
Chanel?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with both with what Julie and Jeff said. And it's challenging. It's challenging physically because you don't want to get sick. And then mentally, you're quarantined or you're stressed out about, like you said, work or not working. And then challenging because you want to get back out. It's like we've been home for 3 months. I'm tired of looking at him. He's tired of looking at me. Let's go somewhere and get out of here. So it's challenging. But you just kind of, like Julie said, have faith and make do, make the best of your situation. So I have a couple of suggestions, and we could probably talk about this a little bit later on kind of things to do to be creative during quarantine to keep your sanity. But that's what it's going to take, because I don't see a end in near. You know, states are opening up. I'm in Florida. What's that restaurant? I'm in Jacksonville, actually, Jeff, so I may need to stay away.
It was like 4 of them. It was like 4 or 5 restaurants, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
The same thing. We're being cautious. Yesterday, I don't even think we left the house. You know, we went grocery shopping. We've been cooking here. Doing the same thing, safety precautions that we would do at home, just with a different scenery, just to kind of get out of our own 4 walls and be in somebody else's. Has been helpful, you know, and then you sprinkle children in the mix and you're adding a whole nother layer of, you know, challenges, keeping them entertained and things like that. They've been out of school, they've been home, unable to go out and play with friends and various activities that they typically would be involved in during the summer months. And it's all changed. It's all just so different.
It has, and I agree 100% with Jeff. And with you and Julie as well. And like Julie said, I'm thankful and appreciative. Our church has found different ways to keep us connected. So I enjoy that. We have services throughout the week that we can do. So keeping my faith strong, daily trying to do that. But what I'm finding that's difficult, which is interesting because I'm an introvert, right? So I'm not a social bug. But I'm actually getting kind of tired of being in the house, right? So it's like the kid and the dog, you know, and the kid's not really a kid, but she's here, you know. But today I went out to Walmart and I felt very uncomfortable being there because it was very crowded. They have the things where you're supposed to go down this aisle, one direction, another aisle. Nobody's following those little things up there. They just going every which way. I'm standing there, like, I'm trying to let you do so I can go and do what I got to do. And no, they're not wearing masks. One guy had the mask on, but he still just had it hanging on his ear. Like, that's not helping, you know. So it's making me feel indifferent being around so many people, because I think what Jeff was saying is like you have the people that's not wearing a mask, but you also have those people that are asymptomatic, right? Which means they aren't experiencing any of the things we're hearing that the doctors say, but they can give it to you, you know, and not knowing what that means when a person is like, am I that person that's asymptomatic? I carry, like I told you before, I carry extra face masks in my purse. And if I see elderly people, I give it to them. But that idea of asymptomatic, how many of those people, like Chanel, your mom told us when she was on the show, she still couldn't figure out how she got it. You know, who did she come in contact with when? And so that part is making me feel uncomfortable being out in public as much as I want to be. But today at Walmart, I was like, okay, I'm just not picking up stuff that I'm normally gonna pick up. Like zoom, 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 going down this aisle and came back in. But it was like I was happy to be safe at home, even though I didn't want to be at home, but I was safe at home. So it's a different environment, and something tells me it's going to take a while, like Jeff was saying, for us to start getting back to normal.
I would agree.
I think we have to accept it. We are so, as a society and as a culture, we have that mentality. If we work hard and push through, everything's going to be all right. That's just how we think. We think like the movies, and at the end of the movie, everything's going to be perfect and we'll live happily ever after. And that is usually the case, but in this instance, it may be a while before we get to that happily ever after. So we have to be fluid and have to learn how to go with this and accept it for what it is and learn how to live with it. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is right now. So we have to figure out ways to keep our stress levels as low as we can while we deal with this and still try to live. Because I understand we have to stay in the house and I think we have to be quarantined, but at the same time, we still have to find ways to live and not let it consume us at the same time. And that doesn't mean keep trying to hit it like this. Sometimes you got to find a way to get around it. So, so it's not so, nerve wracking and stressful. Like with me and my son, because he's home, and what we do every single day is he gets his scooter and he rides his scooter and I ride my bike and I follow him, and he's getting pretty fast. So I'm getting a good workout too. But we do that every single day. So he's getting his vitamin D, he's getting his sunshine, and we're both getting outside. And that little things like that help. I mean, of course, we really want to go out to the park and do all this other stuff, but we can't. So it's like, okay, what can we do in the meantime, since we can't really do what we want to do? But what can we do that can help, decrease some of this stress and aggravation that we're all dealing by sitting in the house? So it's a mental game. It's a mental game at this point too.
And if I may add to that, Jeff, I think it's going to come down to, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Chanel and Alethea, that I'm hearing that in our Raleigh area of North Carolina, I think they're making it mandatory for folks that when you go out in public, you have to have a mask on. So I think it's going to come down to that, where it's going to be mandatory that you have to have a mask. I don't think it's gotten here to Charlotte yet, but if it's in Raleigh, I have a feeling that it's coming. And so, to your point earlier, is going to get to a point where we have no other choice but to get used to it. When you're not adhering to something, then you're going to be forced to do something. So I'd rather have the choice and do it the first time than having to be forced to do it. So unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Let me say that one thing. I'm sorry. Let me say this real quick. One thing I do is I don't just look at the United States, because a lot of times we just look at our own environment and we don't think about what's going on around the world. If you look at some other countries, they wear masks all the time. All the time, and outside everywhere. So I'm looking at them like, okay, if this is how they're handling it, then there's a good chance that we may have to start doing what they do as well. So you have to just get outside of your own little comfort zone, your own little area, and look at other people, because the world doesn't revolve around us. There are other things going on, and other people are handling it in different ways, and maybe that's what we need to do too. So I look at some other countries and think, okay, they may be 2 months ahead of us, 3 months ahead of us is how they're handling this. And so if I look at them, that helps me be mentally prepared to say, okay, then that's probably going to come here as well. So Julie, I agree with you. And I did see in California, they're talking about making it mandatory in California too.
And it's supposed to be in New York as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Andre told me. I think some of the harder hit states, again, I don't know why they're trying so hard to buck the system in Florida. But they said it's supposed to be a trickle down theory throughout the United States as the cases are rising.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense. I'm just wondering at this point, will we have those protesters again?
Wow.
Because they
Of course we will.
Stay at home, and so they do the mandatory mask. So we're gonna have them out there with their guns, which I don't see what the guns and the masks have to do with each other, but protesting having to wear their mask.
What kills me is people, I don't see this as being forever, but some people act like, okay, since we got to wear this mask, then that means you're infringing on my rights and my liberties. It's not forever. It's only for a little while. And a lot of people are mad at these businesses for having you wear a mask. Well, you know what? You ain't got to go in there. That's a private institution. It's a private business. They can, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Nobody have a problem with that. So all of a sudden you got a mask and now you mad. Put the mask on, go in the store, get what you want to get out, take your mask off, boom. What's the problem? You don't like it? Don't patronize that business. Go somewhere else.
Just
I
like
don't
I have to
understand.
wear my glasses every day, I'm gonna have to wear my mask every day. It's part of my uniform now.
Yeah, get used to it. Other countries do it all the time, and it's not a problem. So, you know, we just need to get over ourselves sometimes. It's temporary. It's not going to be forever. So.
And the thing is, it's protecting you. You know, you from the virus, and or you know, you spreading the virus to other people. But I don't know. I don't think we're going back to what we knew as normal. I don't think so. I think that this is going to be our new norm, and maybe modified down the line once we kind of get a control over it. But right now, this is it. This is where we are, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so too, because in working on the documentary and reading a lot of the stuff from when it happened in 1920, it took them months and months before. And even if 100 years ago, they knew that then, right? And interesting thing, it was a parade that did the uptick for them. They wanted to celebrate. And it was a parade that did the uptick for them. But when they realized that if they figured it out 100 years ago, why are we having such a problem now? Why are we having such a problem now?
Different mindsets, different generations, you know, especially, I can't even say the millennial generation. It's not even them now, because it's even those in our age category who want to do what I want to do, and you can't tell me what to do. That mentality, but unfortunately, it's killing us. You know, it's making us sick. So, yeah.
So we're definitely gonna have to keep up with it. I guess over the course of the next couple of weeks, and see exactly what that impact is going to be. And Chanel is going to be able to give our viewers instead of listeners. So we're changing the words up a little bit to give our viewers some different information to get them excited about how they want to move on for their weekend, and with the 4th of July coming up. So Chanel's going to keep giving us her, what did you call it, Julie?
Julie has given us a nice name.
It's called the S3 Chanel Stir Crazy Steak. It's a tongue twister, but it's S3. And look, Chanel, I got my pen ready.
I love it. Look, right.
I'm ready.
Look, Chanel, do you want me to share my screen so I can show some of the little things I created for you? Yeah. Let me pull it up and see.
Elise put these so cute little like logo type things together, and they're adorable. Super cool.
1 o'clock in the morning, I know Chanel looked at that thing. Why isn't this woman in bed? What is wrong with her?
And it was crazy because when I woke up this morning, I was like, was I dreaming or did I get a message? So I had to go back through. I was like, okay, this was real.
Do my best thinking at night. The house is quiet. My mind is clear. It's 1 in the morning. I'm getting my brainstorming. I'm working. It's so funny. No kids running around. No questions. Just quiet. Just peace. It's a wonderful thing.
I'm good in sleep. Mine is now. I'm up at like 5. I'm up at 5, and that's when my wheels are wrong. Same thing. It's quiet. I can think. I'll go on a morning walk or whatever. But 1,
yeah. I mean, I'm just getting started.
I'm a night owl too, so
you too?
I'll be journaling and doing everything else while everybody else is asleep.
Yep.
1, 2 o'clock in the morning, sitting here just pinging away.
Yep.
I'm gonna share my screen now for just first one. You guys see that?
No, I don't see anything yet.
Not yet. If you got multiple screens, make sure it's on, probably on your, well, you could select what screens if you have multiple screens.
Be careful now. Don't put the wrong thing up there. There we go.
You see it?
I love it.
I like that.
Favorite.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
That's cool.
then
Yeah.
there's this one. Let me see if this one works. How about that one?
Not yet. Nothing's up
You
yet.
got an hourglass, I think.
Yep.
No.
Take that one down, and then this one.
Yeah, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
I would have never. I'm not that creative. I just been,
Hey, you guys see that one?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
cool.
You know you can have more than one, right?
On what?
More than one Chanel's third crazy staycation idea picture. She can have a bunch of them. Oh yeah, I love it. This is good.
Especially from a
It's the last one that I did.
That's good.
Let's see.
You can have a different one each week and put a different message.
Mhm. Yep, that's right.
Good idea. We'll have to think through that.
And here's the last one.
Oh, I love
It is.
that one.
Yeah.
Love
Doesn't it just make you want to go somewhere?
It's relaxing. It takes you away.
it. Does.
It
It
does.
takes you away.
Love it.
So I told Chanel, I said, no, that's why I'm up in the middle of the night viewing anyway. So I got this little new thing that I use to make all the different stuff for posts and everything. So I said, no, let me just crack it. I know I'm going to be up.
That's cool. Yeah, that looks really nice. You did a great job.
Thank you.
That's a great Facebook cover page.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying.
the two of y'all I always have a takeaway every time we get together.
She's going
Let
to have
us help
6:18. Look, she's
That's
going
right.
to 6:18, 7:30, 8 p.m. Chanel was told.
Right. It's in the
Right.
it's in the notes.
I'm
Julie's
taking
I'm
notes.
behind and taking notes.
Oh, right.
Focus, Julie. Focus.
So what are you thinking about today, Chanel? What'll be a good thing to get us going into the start of our weekend for Friday? Yay.
Sure. So a couple things that come to mind. Jeff mentioned, just kind of having that daily thing. And it could be very small, like a walk. We do it as well. Our family will either take a morning walk before breakfast or an evening walk if it's, after dinner or before dinner, just to get out the house, to get that fresh air, to get that sunshine. So that's something that we do as a family, just to kind of break up the quarantine. The kids look forward to it. Sometimes they'll bring their bikes or their scooters, and it's that norm or that schedule that they're used to that kind of has been taken away from them. So that's one thing family-wise. Another thing, me and my husband participated in a virtual party. A friend of ours had a birthday party last Saturday, and it was so cool. It was probably like 25, 30 people on a Zoom call. And they had music, they had games, everybody kind of had their own, beverage or whatever they wanted to munch on. And it was really our time to see our friends we hadn't seen in a while, kind of have some adult time, but everybody was safe and appropriately socially distanced. But that was cool. We even do it with our family. My mom lives in Indian Trail, but same thing, we'll just jump on a Zoom call just to check in. How's everybody's week going? What's everybody's doing? So once again, just to kind of see family, still kind of stay connected and break up the quarantine stuff. Another thing, I guess kind of like a staycation idea, what we do is we had our backyard done last year. We fenced it in and extended our patio, put up a nice gazebo and a fire pit. And that's our space. I call it the oasis. So we go out there after we put the kids to bed, light the fire, have a bottle of wine, and that's our time. That's kind of our like date night, so to speak. And we look forward to that. We schedule it, we get excited about it, and it's kind of something that, is beneficial for us. So that's one thing that I think folks can do, and they can do it in the backyard, they can do it at the dinner table, have a movie night. With us, we're working around our kids' schedule. It's not the other way around. They run the house, unfortunately. So, that kind of takes priority. But once we put them down, it's mommy and daddy time. My husband's in the movie, so I'll let him kind of pick a movie depending upon what the theme is, if it's comedy or drama or action, but those type of things that you can kind of be intentional about, because, I feel like we take quarantine and coronavirus aside, we're already into hustle and bustle. It's work, it's dinner, it's homework or whatever. We get so much into our schedule or our routine of life that we're just not intentional about, really taking time for each other. To spend time with each other. So those are some things that I think that we can really refocus and and do to kind of keep the fire going.
That's good.
That comes to mind. And then if you're adventurous, you know, and you want to kind of venture out, like I said, we're in Jacksonville this week. We were in Myrtle Beach last month. And once again, still safe. You know, we rented a condo. We're renting a house this time. But we're just in a different environment, a different scene, just to make you feel like you're somewhere.
Yeah.
So those things are, you know, they can help as well, just to kind of break up all this quarantine blues, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what me and my honey, we did that last weekend. We rented a condo from a friend of ours in Myrtle Beach and went down there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, it wasn't very long, but it was just a change of scenery. And just to put my feet in the sand and the water, I feel like a new person now, right?
It was enough. It was enough.
Big difference. And the great thing about it, there wasn't a lot of people on the beach.
Yeah.
So even though we had our mask handy, we really didn't wear it on the beach because there really wasn't a whole lot of people. But we did put on as we went back into the condo because there were people walking in and out there. And then also to your point about the Zoom call, Chanel, I participated on a Zoom baby shower with about 25 women. It was so cool. Coolest thing ever. They had the games, we had songs, we watched her open her gifts up. Everything was shipped to her home. Awesome.
That's
Perfect.
cool.
It's great ideas. Thank you for sharing that.
I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know, those virtual ways to connect.
Yeah, every Friday around 8 p.m., one of the ladies that I used to work with back in, I think I met Cheryl back in 2005. And she has a friend's husband, he has a DJ table set up. Like he's literally with the records, you know, still trying to scratch and everything. And he's just playing all these old school songs. And he does it for about an hour every Friday. And I've been enjoying it. I'm in here like I'm in the club, you know, and just dancing around. Tati hasn't like catching me at some of my moves at the time, you know, I'm doing it. But I've been enjoying it. When she first, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But now, like every Friday, I look forward to hearing it. And I see everybody else up there. And he's just, you know, just scratching away and playing all those old school songs from the 80s and the 90s. And it's something I look forward to. It's my hangout without having to hang out type thing. So I enjoyed that one little simple thing every Friday I look forward to.
Yeah. And I think DJ Nice did a Instagram live and it was on fire. I mean, there were over 100,000 people that were on or something like that. And I mean, he was jamming, definitely jamming, but that's fun. You didn't have to get dressed. You didn't have to go out in whatever elements of the weather. You didn't have to pay for parking, you know. I know, right? Don't get me started. So yeah, and right in the comfort of your own home. You didn't have to do any of that. Stand in line or, you know, wait at the bar to get a drink or all that other stuff that you would have had to deal with if you actually went out. So that's my kind of party.
You know, all three of y'all said something identical. Don't even realize it. Y'all said something to look forward to. Each of you said that in your own way. Alethea, you look forward to the DJ. You know, Julie, you look forward to, you know, going, you know, to the beach. Chanel, you look forward to the quality time with your husband in the backyard. In life, period, you gotta have something to look forward to. If your life is just going through the motions, and you have nothing to look forward to, your life is sad. And I'm not even being funny. It's sad if you got nothing to look forward to. With us, every Wednesday night, we go to Portillo's. I don't know if you guys have a Portillo's up there, but it's just a fast food place. And we go through the drive-thru and get our food, and we come home, we all eat together. We look forward to that because the food is good. You got to have something to look forward to, and you have to find whatever is going to make you happy, no matter how big or small. If it's just listen to a DJ on Instagram, you know, or just walking outside or sitting in your backyard, but find something to look forward to during this pandemic. And that's going to help you, you know, cope with it and help relieve that stress and pressure. Because it's like, oh man, I can't wait for Friday because then I get to do blah, blah, blah. Or I can't wait till 7 o'clock tonight because blah, blah, blah. You got to give yourself something to look forward to. And that's going to be key to surviving this pandemic.
I think we could pass the offering plate now. Jeff done laid it down.
Yeah.
Pass it to me.
Right.
I think I'm gonna get the sign, Julie, and we start talking again. It's gonna be just on point,
Yeah.
just spot on.
Right. Hey, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help out. But it's true, though. It's true. It's all
It
true.
is true, Jeff, because I think about even with my kids, it's like, okay, y'all have a good week this week. On Friday, we're going to get ice cream. You know, something that simple, you know, and minister to us. But they're like, oh boy, you know, we're going to get ice Friday. We're going to get ice cream. And especially now, those things, they're simple, they're safe, they're, you know, not affordable at all. I know a lot of people, especially me, we're saving a lot more money. You know, we're not driving as much, so we're saving on gas. We're not eating out. We're saving on, you know, food. So those things are, you know, very, you know, not as expensive as we typically would be now. So yeah, I agree.
Can I say something just to encourage too, like entrepreneurs who, so such as myself, I don't have children, right? But as entrepreneurs, you're being at home, working from home, and you're grinding, and you sit down in your chair, and before long, it's like 5 hours later, and you still sitting in that chair.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage you have to find, to Jeff's point, you have to find something that's going to make you get up from that seat, that computer, and just take a quick break. Do something, because I'm finding myself getting back into that routine where once I sit down, I'm there 5 hours later, and that's not good. That's not good. So as part of find something to help you take a break, find something for that mental stimulation. It all comes together, especially now as we're home and as entrepreneurs and doing a whole lot more.
So I'm going to be that entrepreneur that holds her head down and said, yeah, Julie, you ain't had to put me on blast and tell everybody.
Talking about me too.
You are
I did
so right.
Yeah, I did it just today. It's back to back Zoom calls. And I'm like, when am I going to eat?
Mm-hmm.
I just ate just a few minutes ago. That's not good. That's
You said something very important. I mean, it's slightly off topic, but all of us are home. We're sitting down. We're either watching TV, we're surfing the net, or we're doing working. We're sitting down indoors. And Alita, we talked about this on a previous show. You got to get up. You got to let the blood flow. You got to get that exercise, and you got to get outside and get some sunshine, fresh air, and vitamin D. Because a lot of people don't realize your home, your indoor air could be up to 100 times more polluted than outdoor air. People don't realize that, because you have your cleaning chemicals, you may have pesticides, you know, you got to clean the comet and the pine saw. All that stuff is not good for you. And if you're sitting home all day, every day, and your windows are closed because you're trying to save on air because it's hot outside, that can make you sick over time. You don't even realize it. So you're home, you know, thinking you're safe from the pandemic, but in actuality, you can be making yourself sick in a whole different way and don't even realize it. So you got to get up, get out, you got to move and get some vitamin D. You have to. And if you're just going to even set an alarm for every hour, okay, for an hour, every hour I'm going to get up for 10 minutes. I'm just going to walk around the house, or I'm going to stand outside on my front porch and just stand there 10 minutes and maybe get some water, or, you know, check my email, whatever. That's what I'm going to do. But you got to get up, because like you say, Julie, a lot of us are sitting there and we just sit and we just getting to work and we getting that grind, because we know we entrepreneurs, we all entrepreneurs here, and we all hustling, trying to make that million. Well, I know I am. I don't know about y'all, but I am. But no, seriously, that's where we are right now. We got to take a step back and go, hey, wait a minute. My health is just as important, because I want to be healthy and able to enjoy my millions and not too sick to enjoy it. And so it's them little things that you can do that can help, you know, make your whole life a lot easier.
That's offering plate number 2. He done put some nuggets.
I want money that fold, not jingle. Hey, I'm on a roll tonight. I'll be here all week.
Right.
No, seriously though, we have to. We have to. Just these little things that really help us out here.
It is, and I agree with you, Jeff. And you're reminding me, and something I said I was going to do. So one of the things I was focusing on before the whole COVID kicked in, I had joined the Weight Watchers program with my church, right? And I was doing so good on it. I was going in and losing pounds each week. And so I was, I was ramped up. And the last meeting that we had, we did a scavenger hunt on my job. And I had my Google Fit on my phone then. And I realized that I had walked 3.7 something miles while we was doing it. Oh, I was so ready to go into there and start bragging about, yeah, I got 3.7 miles in here, And then we started shifting things and the meeting stopped. And the company I was working for laid me off that first week of April. And I'm going to have to confess now, I did. I stopped doing my Weight Watchers because I wasn't doing it with someone else. I gave up on it. I don't even want to see a scale right now, but I gave up on it. And I think I know I'm going to start back on it, and I'm going to start reporting my progress to Jeff every week, so he'll know I'm going to get out there, and I'm still determined to lose the weight to meet my goal. So,
Don't beat yourself up though. Don't beat yourself up, because we all going through some type of crazy transition right now. We all going through it in our own way, whether it's mental or physical. Everybody is going through something. All of us. And it's just going to be different from each person. So don't beat yourself up though, for real. All jokes aside.
Yeah.
We all dealing with something right now.
I agree 100% because I was doing the same thing. Not Weight Watchers, Alethea, but I was riding my bicycle at least 2 times a week. I either do it first thing in the morning, like 10 or 10:30 before it got too hot, and just ride around the neighborhood, right? But now that I've picked up a few more clients and the work is covered, I'm like, I need to dust off the bicycle now. So, but I got to get back at it. You're right, because I felt so much better after that bike ride, and just a mental stimulation, getting outside and just holy. I just felt better. So we're gonna hold each other accountable.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say, accountability. I wanted to go back to something Julie touched on. Taking care of yourself. I know we were really talking about relationships, how relationships are trying to survive quarantine. And they take work. We have to be intentional about some of the things we do, but we also have to be intentional about our self-care. I have to refuel. You can't pour from an empty cup. So I'm no good to you or anybody else if I'm not where I need to be, if my cup isn't full. And whether it's riding a bike. Same thing for me. When this first started, I was on the couch with my laptop and my bag of chips. And I was like, oh, wait. No. We can't do this. This is not going to happen. So I set those goals, walk once a day for at least a mile. Boom, did it. Every day I walked at least a mile. Then I bumped it up 2 miles. So now I'm walking 2 miles every day, not for weight loss per se, but just to feel good. It was something to look forward to, like Jeff said, but then also just physically and mentally, I felt better. I could put my headphones in and listen to my music. I can think, plan my day. That was just my time. And I encourage my kids to have that and my husband to have it. So we all have, our individual moments that we refuel and we can come together and still give to each other. So
that's good.
I agree.
That's good. That's real good.
And we are in relationship with ourselves. This is a temple. We got to take care of our temple and give this temple back to God, right? So got to take care of this to give it back to Him.
That's right.
Totally agree. I know Jeff always get his in, but like you said, Chanel, I have to start getting back in it because I enjoyed it.
You feel so much better.
Excited about my Fitbit. I love to see the little thing say "Great job." It pops up. It says "Great job." So I definitely have to get back to it.
And if you didn't live across the country from me, I'd come and walk with you or ride my bike. I'm on one end of the city, and you're on the other.
And he said, I have a bike, and it's been sitting in storage for forever. Have a bike and been sitting in storage for forever. So, but I'm definitely going to gear back up on my walking. Definitely going to do that. That is my promise to myself. So every week I'm going to let you guys know what my Fitbit's saying, what I accomplished for the week.
Yeah.
You share
It don't
with
have to be
me.
a lot. Don't forget. It don't have to be a lot. You know, don't kill yourself. You know, you're not training for the Olympics. You know, give yourself 5-10 minutes a day. You know, because we're all busy. I get that too. But you know, just don't make it so. What's the word? Don't make it so strict. Just
Yeah.
get out and have a little fun. Just relax. You know, that's all it is. And even a little bit is going to help you. So don't put that pressure on yourself. Oh, I gotta go do so much and I have to. See, Chanel, she has her routine and she's happy with that, and it's not stressing her. It's not pressure. So don't put pressure on yourself. Oh, I gotta get X amount done. No, don't do that to yourself. You know, we got enough pressure going on in the world right now. You know, that's the last thing you need. Just go out and have a little fun, 5-10 minutes, whatever, and then you go back and do what you got to do. You know, and then if you want to build on that, then go ahead.
And you have a resource, Alethea. You have that cute little puppy. You can
Yep.
That's what I do. We were doing that. There's a walking trail behind me, right? Where we
Perfect.
live, there's a walking trail. And if I do the whole loop of the walking trail from our back door and then around and back to the front door, that's an actual mile. And we'll
There
just
you go.
stop and go because she has to sniff every tree and every plant in the process. But so, and I know she's been missing it. So just to give her chance to get back out too. So that's going to be the easiest part for me to start at.
Oh, so wait, you have like a nature trail by you? Oh,
Yep.
see, that's perfect because that can help you mentally. That's one of the best ways to de-stress. But looking at the trees and the greenery, and then you can walk by something and see it, changing and watch the wind move the trees. Man, that's very relaxing.
Yeah, because
That
there's a
is
stream
so
that runs along
stress-free.
it too. So there's a stream that runs along it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and you just use the dog as an excuse. I gotta take the dog out. Seriously, any little thing that's gonna help you. But yeah, that's perfect. You can't beat, and it's quiet too. I'm assuming, right?
It is. It is.
Perfect
Very
mentally.
serene. It's
Yeah, you
very
can.
serene.
Yeah, see that way you can really get your thoughts together. You might come back with a whole new idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my laptop's full of them, that's for sure.
Another thing, I have an Apple Watch, and it'll tell you, like if I'm sitting for too long, it'll tell you, okay, stand up for at least, a couple minutes, because it has like different rings. It has an exercise ring, a standing ring, and something else. But you have goals. And so that has been motivating me. My husband got it for Mother's Day, and that's been like, okay, I got to close my rings. So, kind of just one, accountability, but also just kind of motivates you to close those rings per se. So that's been helpful.
Chanel, my ring's been looking like C's. I've been like, that right there.
I know.
I gotta get better.
But, and once again, just little, any little thing. And I started, 15, 20 minutes. Now I'm out for about 40. But once again, whatever your schedule will allow. And if it means getting up a little bit earlier to fit it into your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that I do keep up, because even if I'm up to 2:00 in the morning, I still make sure I get up first thing in the morning. I drag a little bit, but I make sure I still get up. I don't just lay there late because I went to bed late. I still make myself get up. So my day has to start at a certain time. So I have been disciplining myself about that. And I think that as entrepreneurs, that having that discipline, knowing in the morning you have your goals set for what you want to do to accomplish whatever phase you're going through with your company. That is a commitment as entrepreneurs we know we have to maintain if we're striving for success with what we're trying to do.
Because it's so easy to get burnt out, especially as entrepreneurs. We're doing that. We're the front desk, we're the secretary, we're the finance, we're the social media marketing, we're the CEOs, you name it, we do it all. You know what I mean? And it's so, so easy. Julie, I've been sitting there 5-6 hours, haven't eaten, thirsty, head hurt, everything. And because we know we have to get it done. Nobody else is going to do it. It's not going to get done if we don't do it. So it's hard. And it's hard to, to do because it's so easy to get burnt out. But being disciplined to say, okay, time out, let's take this break just to reset, and I'll be back with a fresh, clear head to knock those things out.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start doing, I think Jeff, you mentioned it, putting reminders on my phone to make myself get up. Because I do look at I love my little reminder app on my phone. So I think I'm gonna start doing that to carve in some breaks to force me to get up.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because I get Tasi to do that because with her working from home, she's like her mom. She's like a workaholic. She sits at that laptop and I'm like, you're going to take a break? You're going to take a break? So, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm reminding my daughter she needs to work-life balance. And so I just publicly admitted I'm not practicing what I preach.
We all do it. We all do it. So let me say this though too, because you guys may or may not know I did triathlons for years, and I was a personal trainer, and I would always see these people. Oh, I'm gonna, especially at the start of the year. Oh, I'm gonna work out 6 days a week, 2 hours a day. I'm gonna hit it, and 2 weeks later they done. They can't do it. So when you start a routine, even your little whatever you're gonna do, 5-10 minutes. Ask yourself, can I do this for the rest of my life? Can I do this little 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day for the rest of my life? If you can do that, you're good. If you can't do an hour a day for the rest of your life, don't do it. Because then you're going to start pressuring yourself and you're going to start stressing yourself out. Then you're going to just quit altogether. But if you can say, I can do 5 minutes a day. I can do that. I can do 10 minutes a day. That'll be easier to maintain than trying to do some, you probably can't do Chanel's routine right now. That's a little advanced. But if you can do 5-10 minutes a day, every day forever, then you'll be one step closer to reaching your goals.
Yeah, now Chanel's routine, that's going to take me a minute to graduate to.
Right.
I'll be coming through the door, hassling.
It took me a minute one day, and now I will say, a friend of mine, we hooked up. Now she's kind of my accountability partner. Some days I'm sitting on the couch on Sunday and she'll text like, hey, you want to go for a walk? And I'm like, but I know I need to close these rings, so I'll get up. And that's been helpful as well, kind of having somebody to kind of encourage and push you to, get up and go. So it's a process and it's taking time. So I started with that 1 mile and I didn't even think I could do that. And I've advanced to 2. So next is 3, but it'll be slow. And if I don't make it that first time, that's okay. I've done something.
That's right.
You can't beat yourself up about it either.
Yeah, no stress. We got too much out here stressing us out. A simple walk should not stress you and ruin your day because you couldn't get it done as much as you wanted to do. So let's, just keep it all in perspective. It's for your own health benefit too. Do what you can, but do something, even if it's a little bit, that's good.
Yeah.
It's not a competition,
Baby steps, realistic steps.
Mm-hmm.
Baby steps, realistic steps.
Yeah.
Chanel, you said something that I just want to touch on real quick. It's totally off topic, but you were talking about how you do everything like entrepreneurs as we do on everything. That's one reason businesses fail after the 5th year, because you're tired. You're burned out because you try to do every single thing. And we got to start learning how to delegate as entrepreneurs. But that's a whole nother topic. But that's something you have to keep in the back of your mind. Again, ask yourself, can I do everything forever? And can I maintain this business pace forever? If the answer is no, you need to make some changes quick, because no one can handle all that forever, doing everything forever and maintain a family and maintain your health and your personal life. I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but I just wanted to say that because you did bring that up. But that's something that we entrepreneurs need to think about too and remember. Sorry, guys.
That's my weakness.
Julie wrote it down. Wrote it down.
Did she write it?
Yes, she did. I saw she wrote it down.
I don't see her leaning forward, so I can't tell if she's writing.
I'm being strategic about
I
it.
see.
You're taking notes, Julie.
We learning your tricks now. See, we figuring it out.
You said it. I saw her eye go.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Go down, so I've kind of had to be strategic about it.
I won't call you out no more. I'm done. I'm kidding.
Right. I mean, spot on as always. I mean, it's so true. That's something that I've been, it's been a weakness of mine. I have a hard time delegating because this is my baby. My business is my baby. It's my brand. It's my legacy that I'm, carrying on. And I got it. I got it clutched.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay,
Mhm.
who do I bring in? What do I bring them in for? Can they do it like I would do it? You know, are they gonna be all in like I'm all in? So it's definitely been something that I've been battling, but something has to give up. And it may be so small kind of admin things, you know. They have virtual assistants for stuff like that, checking emails, responding to stuff like that. Julie! So that's something that, you know, would be beneficial to kind of take that layer off, take that load off, so I could really, you know, focus in and hone in on those other core components of running my business.
Yeah. And it's not just you. I'm not saying you personally. I'm just saying, you know, generally speaking, as entrepreneurs, that's something we all have, you know, had to deal with. You just happen to bring it up, which made me think about it. But that's something all of us have had to deal with. All of us, you know, and we just need to be aware. That's all.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff, because with trying to get the film production going, the Daisy Myers, the Sticks and Stones, and just gearing up for that, it being a producer for a film and all of the administrative tasks that come with that, just aligning the people for the casting, actually having the schedule broken down so that you can keep track of every step you need to take so you don't skip over anything, because an ill-performed producer will not be a successful producer, right? And so keeping all that in mind and trying to keep up with all those tasks and then all of the other different things to keep things moving, the books and, you know, all this other stuff. So it is a lot. And in recognizing that, so I think Julie's the one that's going to be over stretched at the period, because I had to raise my hand to Julie. And, you know, and say, you know, would you be willing? Would you like to help? And Julie is great, you know, in so many different areas. And she's also very attentive to what people say, and she's very good at bringing out in other people things that they want to say. And so having her be a part of this production, as she has been from the very beginning, but to be the behind the scenes with me and assisting with the casting calls once we gear up with them, the virtual casting calls is going to be great. To have that, someone else to listen and look when I'm focused on something else, that's great. So I had to recognize I can't be 40 people at one time.
Yeah. And I'm here for you as an additional resource to any of you. Actually, if you need additional resource to help you with something, let me know. Alethea knows me well. We both were in project management, so we're both detail oriented, probably to a default. Very well organized. And so, you know, just let me know. Whatever you need, I'm here to help you grow and sustain your businesses. That's what it's all about.
Awesome.
And that's what this team has been about from the beginning. Just really inspiring entrepreneurs during this time, not only for what they could utilize to expand their business during these troubling times, but also personally and family-wise, how you're coping and still be able to carry on with those activities. And I think we've done a great job over the past few weeks in being able to give that to our listeners and now our viewers going forth. So I'm excited with everything that we've accomplished. And you guys want to give some last thoughts before we end for the night? We'll start with Jeff, because Jeff's always on spot.
Take it one day at a time. We all going through something, and you may feel like you're alone dealing with this, and everyone else is thriving and surviving, but that may not be true. All of us are going through something some kind of way. Like personally, I'm going stir crazy. I really want to get out. I want to get out the house. You know, I want just a little alone time, to be honest with you. But when you have an 8-year-old running around, it's hard to have a alone time. I just want to get in my car and just drive. But, you know, some things you just can't do. So you just have to just take it easy, try to decrease as much stress as you can, and just realize that we're going through some things right now, and it's going to be okay. Don't let social media, the negativity you see, drive you crazy. Learn how to shut some of these things out, and escape. Like I said before, I like late at night because it's quiet and then I can think. During the day, my mind is being bombarded with all types of stuff, and I feel like I'm going in 1,000 different directions. But when it's quiet time, then my mind can quiet down and I can think and I can clear my mind and get my thoughts together. So I think all of us, we need to just find that quiet time where we can just kind of get away. And again, find something to look forward to. Because if you can find something to look forward to, whether it's every day or every week, that'll help you cope with this too, and get outside and get some fresh air.
Great. Chanel?
Sure. So I would say, you know, we've all heard about the reason, season, and lifetime, but right now this is just the season that we're in. It's not going to be here forever, but this is just kind of how we have to adapt and modify. And I would just say be intentional. Be intentional about refueling and resetting yourself, and be intentional about taking time and, you know, pouring into your family, whoever that may be, whether it's the puppy or the children or the husband and boyfriends and girlfriends or whoever it is that's in your life, that's your person. I would say just be intentional about quality time with that individual, especially now, because that's all we have.
Yeah.
Julie?
And I concur with both Jeff and Chanel. I'll just continue to say, you know, find that one thing that brings you joy. Find that one thing or that place of peace where you can mentally stabilize your thinking and your thoughts. Stay in tune with who you are. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your mind. Pay attention to your spirit. But most of all, stay healthy, stay empowered, and stay resilient.
I agree.
Amen. That was good.
I agree.
I agree.
And on that, I think we could easily say good evening and thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you again next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.